folks, and welcome to a new episode of Famicom Fridays. Now, before I talk about today's song, I want to give you a little bit of backstory to explain how this song came to be. And... Android. Wait a minute, where the heck did that... Huh? Android. Well, you may be in an impressive Android phone, but that doesn't change the fact that you are merely an android, and I am a man!
What the hell was I thinking? Let me get some tape and fix this. Run intermission, come on!
While I contemplate on what I'm going to do for a new phone now, I suppose I'll leave the Android punching to the experts, like this guy.
Meet Linkara. For those of you who aren't familiar with him, he is the host of Atop the Fourth Wall, an online video series in which he reviews the absolute worst of comics of the past and of today.
Earlier on in 2009, Linkara ran a contest to find a theme song for Atop the Fourth Wall. The winning entry was written by Vincent and is entitled the Gunslinger theme. So let's take a quick listen to that right now.
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn.
Definitely a fun song to listen to, isn't it? After I heard this song for the first time, I decided right then and there to do some sort of chiptune arrangement of the song. So I got in touch with Linkara, and I got in touch with Vincent and I got all the parts and permissions necessary to get the job done. With all that being said, this is Famicom Fridays, and today we are listening to Linkara, the 8-bit Gunslinger. One thing you should notice right off the bat is that this song is a lot more elaborate and involved than the Blue Bomber. This is not only because my technique had evolved over the years, but also because I was less concerned about using the right number of voices, and more concerned about getting the right sound and textures in play.
Once again, I'm going to focus on just two aspects of the song to talk about, so let's begin.
Now, there were two circumstances at play here that made me be as exacting about my tempo and timing as possible. In the first place, Vincent gave me the original vocals he used to create the original song. Therefore, if I wanted my tracks to line up properly against his vocals without any editing of those lyrics, I had to make sure my tempo and timing was exact. Now, in addition, I also wanted this song to act as a possible alternate intro to Atop the Fourth Wall, and I didn't want Linkara to do any extra editing of his video just to line up against my song. So therefore, I had to make sure my tempo and timing were exact so that I could also work against Linkara's video. Now, getting your tempo and timing to be exact can be quite an excruciating process if you're terribly unlucky or terribly unlucky. Luckily for me, Vincent didn't just give me the original vocals of his song and left it at just that. He actually went further and gave me the chord structure and the tempo that he recorded at. So this made it extremely easy for me to get my parts to line up exactly against Vincent's vocals and Linkara's video. So let's take a listen to the results in that regard.
Before I show you how my music lines up against Vincent's vocals, I'm going to play his vocal track alone, and then play a click track to demonstrate how well it lines up against the original tempo.
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. Brodsky.
Sounds like everything's working fine here, so let's go ahead and play the rest of the music against the original vocals. Because I was given an accurate tempo to begin with, the rest of my music lines up very easily against the original vocals. This also ensured that my music would line up perfectly against Linkara's opening video, just in case he ever needed to use it as an alternate musical track without any extra editing on his part.
Now, as I've mentioned in the past, a lot of the different sounds I get out of my tracks are built from creativity in my sequencing. And a lot of my tricks in sequencing are derived from little short quick notes, like really, really short quick notes, and then coming up with creative ways to apply them in the song. So I'm going to show you one or two examples of that in play in this particular track and see if you can understand these techniques in a better way.
What I'm going to do now is play a short musical passage for you, but not show you the exact notes right off the bat. So do you think you know what I'm doing here with my notes? Well, let's take a look under the hood. As you can see, I'm using those short, quick notes between two different pitches to create a short buzzing sound over here. Whereas over on this side, I'm using the same short, quick note across three pitches in order to create a chord to end this melodic phrase. So now let's do the same exercise, but with a different melodic line. Once again, try to think of what the notes might look like before we take a closer inspection. The main thing I want you all to be picking up on regarding this particular musical phrase is how I create a short stuttering effect using those small, quick notes towards the end of this melodic line. I do so by creating a tight little bundle of notes on the same pitch. Now, I can't really go through and talk about every single application of those short, quick notes on this song for today. That would just take too long. But hopefully this little bit of information here gives you some inspiration for your own music, or at the very least has given you some insight about how I create my own songs.
And that should just about cover it for today, folks. Once again, thank you for spending your Friday with me, and a big thank you out for Linkara and Vincent for allowing me to write this great song for them. Now, I'd love to hear back from you all, so please either leave comments below or head over to the Blogspot page and email me, Vmail me, contact me via Twitter or Facebook or whatever. I'd love to hear feedback from you about things you liked about the show and things about what you'd like to see in future shows. Especially if you want me to talk about a particular song, about particular techniques, or if you want me to write a custom song and then talk about that in a future episode. I'm open for suggestions from all angles. So, until next time though, this is Skitch signing off, and you all have a great weekend.